So for the listeners that maybe wants to know more about your clients, I mean, you have some very, very big ones. How would you like to, maybe in terms of explaining the clients, also explain the niche that you have targeted so they can sort of understand why you have those clients and why they
Mm.
have chosen Pexip as well?
No, and I think from the start, Pexip has really gone after the large organizations. So the large enterprises and also large public sector organizations. That's really been our target market. And those are also the customers that have need for video infrastructure and that have need for the security and privacy that Pexip can offer. And so as an example, in the US, we have both 15% of the Fortune 500 companies as customers, not exclusively. So most of them will also then have Teams or Zoom or other providers in their sort of overall collaboration and video suite, but they will use Pexip in parallel with those to solve some of their use case that they can't really solve with the Teams and the others. Then it's really about then also into public sector, having customers such as NASA, the US space agency. We're a proud provider of the European Commission. So there's quite a lot of Twitter posts with these large EU meetings where the layout makes it pretty apparent that it's Pexip that is being used, and also the US Army, which is a huge customer of ours.
Can you say like what was the hardest client to land?
I think if you look just now in Q3 of 2021, we landed DISA, which is the US sort of service provider for a lot of the armed forces, both I mean the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, as well as some of the other sort of surrounding agencies and the White House and sort of that arm of government. That was a huge undertaking. So, I mean, from starting the discussion probably as late as or as early as 2016, with really sort of getting our certification in order to be able to even begin the discussion, to when they first were a customer of ours back in 2019 or 2020, which was about really a substantial customer for Pexip, but that was really a test rig. So they have run a extended POC with us for more than a year until they are now sort of launching Pexip as their main technology now from September and onwards.
Given that niche, is it also right to say that to land clients takes a longer time because the clients are bigger and maybe have more needs?
No, and I think just this example is definitely the extreme, but it's also probably the most valuable reference customer into that space that anyone can have. So it's definitely an important win for us. I think everyone that is targeting large enterprises, both in video conferencing, but certainly in other spaces as well, know that it takes quite a bit of time to go through the procurement cycle. The benefit is, of course, that that's also an investment on the customer's point of view. So when they then have chosen a provider, they tend to stick around for a long time. And they're also quite large deals once they procure. But you definitely have to be prepared to go through all of these security assessments, discuss the data privacy regulations, and all of the contractual elements um, to be able to serve these type of customers.
Just a quick question that is maybe a bit technical, but you talk about the distributed architecture. Can you quickly just explain that and why it is valuable for customers,
Hmm.
especially in a global context?
Yeah, so I think Pexip really has two core unique sort of technology differentiators. One is transcoding, so the ability to sort of build a video stream and to really translate all of the different dialects of video, which is why we're so great at interoperability, and which is why we're an important partner to Microsoft and Google. The other is our deployment flexibility. So you can run Pexip as a software as a service, and then you don't really care about sort of how it's being done, or you can run it as a software. And when it's run as a software, Pexip is truly distributed, which means that you can host Pexip then on a data center in the US, a data center in Europe, and a data center in Asia Pacific. And you can have meetings at the same time connecting into all of those 3 hubs, which means that the video experience is really optimal, both for the 2 people that are joining from the US, the 2 people that are joining from Europe, and the ones that are joining from Asia. Because if the video has to travel from the US into Asia and back again for the US people to be able to talk to each other, it's not the greatest experience. And being able to then do that within a single conference is very also technology it's technically hard to do, which means that it's not something that our competitors typically do, and so we're quite unique in being able to deliver that. It also means that it's easy to scale, so that if you were to go from 100 participants and you have that conference run on a single server, and then it goes out of capacity, it's very easy to just expand it into a new server, and the people joining into the meeting won't really feel that that's something taking place. It's just happening back in the backend. So having that sort of engineering edge in the backend to really provide a seamless customer experience is really important to us.